Hello, this is Josh from Advanced Camping again. This one giving you a new video tour of the all new 2025 Winnebago Sprekko. Of course, it's technically called the 23B, but we like to call it the Sprekko as we got a Sprinter and an Ekko, Sprekko. That's kind of been online lately. I think it's a pretty cool name, definitely. And this thing is just massive looking in person. It is definitely the big boy of Class B pluses, if you will. You could certainly call it Class C. Um, or a B. You're kind of in between B plus, but it has a ton of cool features. Of course, you're seeing the all-wheel drive Mercedes chassis. We've got off-road tires on there, and you cannot hear a thing when you're driving down the road. That was one of my concerns. Was driving it that I would get a lot of rougher noise with the off-road tires. Winnebago does do a lot of insulation around the wheel wells, so you don't hear that. In addition, you have the thickest sidewalls I have ever seen on any RV in 14 years. Massive, massive insulation here. One of the other cool things, you got your key fob. It's going to unlock and lock both the front doors and the side door. So cool. In any other Class C, you're just going to have to use normal keys. Not here. You've got the automatic locking and unlocking. Super cool. Of course, you got your power steps. Mainly, I just want to show you, look at the thickness here, man. I mean, that is huge. I mean, you're just not going to see anything else like that. It is absolutely huge. So you're getting a ton of insulation. It's got that Asdel fiberglass exterior, which is all the rage now. It's very, very tough. I mean, you can hit this thing. It's very glossy. It's not giving an inch, so you're never going to have problems with delamination or anything like that. So you're going to have a lot of solar on the roof. This one in particular is going to have the single one lithium battery. You still have the inverter. You can still run your air conditioning, convection microwave right off that lithium battery. And then you have a gasoline inverter generator. Oh, I'm sorry. This one's actually propane. Propane powered inverter generator. Those things are super quiet now, which is nice. So, sort of, if you get to a nice spot, you want to run your batteries for a while, you can do that. And then in addition, you can, of course, run that inverter generator for the speeds you want. So yeah, you can order these as well with the double lithium batteries and the underhood generator. That's possible. So a few different configurations in terms of how these can be loaded out. But also different interiors. We're going to go over that once we go to the inside here. But yeah, I just want to show you kind of the main key features, which is, of course, going to be this wonderfully huge heated garage area. This is perfect for e-bikes. I mean, almost everybody's into the e-bike craze. I get it. I love it. And you can load it so easy when you open up that back one. Almost if you have two people, one here, one kind of on the outside, you can kind of just finagle them in so easy. And there's also charging ports in here, or just outlets, I should say. But with that lithium battery on board and the inverter, when you're going down the road, you can go ahead and charge up your e-bikes. I mean, how cool is that? You put them in the garage, they're heated, and they're also getting a charge. Super cool. And yeah, I mean, these also, I mean, just look at the thickness of these compartment doors. They're all like this, every single one. They're hugely insulated, so everything can be properly heated. So you're going to be just as comfortable in freezing and 0 degree temperatures as you would be in 70. Leave that with echoes here. You kind of see this is pretty cool. It has sort of a latching system that then, yep, just sort of seals in that warm air. That is so. I love these things. I really do. They're really the most capable. You can go anywhere with it. Certainly with the all-wheel drive and the off-road tires. But now with the Sprekko, they've really done an excellent job of refining the interior, so it doesn't look as rugged and as Spartan as it once did. Got a ladder up to the roof there, of course. You might almost need a step ladder to get up there as it's lifted pretty good. But that leads me to another point. It's great for towing a boat, anything like that. As you're up so high here, if you're going down into a boat launch, it would take quite a ways to dip your rear end here into the water. And there's not a ton of real, necessary things or real electric things that are going to get broken if you dip it in just a little bit. You can tow 5,000 pounds with this. So, with your Mercedes diesel, so you're definitely going to be in business towing wise. If you're thinking what would be a great way to tow my boat and have a good time the whole time I'm there, this is definitely it. You could take your boat all across country, maybe a travel trailer instead if you had guests. I mean, anything. Just the ability to tow is just a nice touch, certainly. Certainly, there's a lot of other features on the Mercedes, which we'll go over, but that's a big one. This one is going to have the Batwing awning. I initially thought, I don't know if I'd really use this. Once I actually brought it out, and I'm sorry I can't do it one-handed. It's just impossible to do one-handed. You really kind of want two people doing it. But once you do, I mean, it opens up a whole new area to kind of relax as your other awning out there that's going to have a wind sensor on it. So if it gets a little, too windy, it'll just come in. This is going to be pretty much element proof. So, you got snow, you got rain, you got whatever. It's going to be great. And if you have sort of the coach parked this way, this opens up this whole sort of rear area. So maybe you have a nice view out this way or this way. I mean, it really gives you sort of a almost 180 degrees of sort of covered space where you can really chill, you can relax. You got cover from the sun and the elements. So yeah, very, very cool there. And yeah, this is going to be our water area here. And this thing is just so cool. I love it. You can turn, your light on right here. Your water pump you can turn on there. There's a bunch of places you can turn on the water pump, of course. But you can use a gravity fill to fill your water tank. You can also just use your city water connection to fill right in. It's all heated, of course. Everything in here is heated and sealed in real nicely. You got a spot to hang some tools, a few places for that. That's really nice. You got all your drains down here. And remember, this is just going to be gray water. So, I mean, if you're in the middle of nowhere, hey, it's just going to be soapy water. We'll just keep that between us, right? So, um, so yeah, pretty cool. You can add additional solar if you wanted, like little portable panels. You've got your shore power hookup. You've got your Truma heating system, so that's just venting for the heating system. Your cassette, very cool. So you don't need, see if I can do this one-handed or not. Bear with me, guys. There we go. So yeah, very, very easy to use. This just, you take it sort of into any toilet. You can just empty it right into a toilet. You don't need a dump station. Which is super, super critical when you're talking about off the grid. As you don't need to go to a campground. That's the whole idea of this. You don't need to go to a campground to hook up. You never need to plug this in if you don't want to. You have so many, power alternatives from the generator to the lithium battery. You can actually upgrade to a second lithium battery, and that way you actually have two gigantic lithium batteries in here and then a generator as a backup. So you can do that too. You can't do that from Winnebago. I'm not really sure why. Kind of wish they did, but we can do that for you. So pretty darn cool. All the 12-volt fuses here are resettable, so you don't need to bring extra fuses along with you. Yeah, here's our nice Lithionics battery, super big. You can Bluetooth into that too, so you can see all the little stats that you want to see. Inside. If you want to know the temperatures of the batteries, a rough estimate as to how much time you have left. It's going to give you all that information on its app, the Lithionics app. So pretty cool if you like to know a lot of stuff about your batteries, right? So yeah, let's just take a quick look around the front here. Very sharp looking. I mean, this thing looks great. I just absolutely love the look of it, and it's just so durable, capable. It looks really, really capable, durable on the outside. And then once you step inside, it's like going almost into a luxury coach now. They've refined this so much. I really do love it. So let's take a look inside. Okay. So all right, so there's two different color configurations. There's the juniper, which is probably the one you've seen with the more sort of vibrant greens and things like that. This one has the weathered teak or the juniper interior, a few different names for it. But yeah, I like the darker leather for one. This isn't going to show dirt and grime as much, but also the light ones are pretty nice too. It does make it feel a little bit more open, so both look pretty darn nice. Let's see if we can get a sort of a front to back view of this. And yeah, just a gorgeous coach. I mean, everything in here just looks very refined. I mean, you got stainless steel appliances, a real deep sink here, convection microwave, all stainless. Nice huge bowl here. I mean, that's massive. And you have a huge kitchen table, which I won't even try to one hand. Definitely need both hands for that thing. It is big and it swivels all around. So the whole idea, sorry for the panning here, is that you can set it right here, and this can be converted easily into a sofa, which is quite a nice sofa. You swivel the front two seats around, and then you got another seat here. And if you have four, it's absolutely perfect, as then you have a nice big dinner table to eat around. And if you need to move it forward, backwards, side to side, whatever, you're good to go. Let's say afterwards you're kind of in a food coma and you have four people and you want to sort of take a nap, go to sleep, whatever. This then converts, that big table then converts into a big bed. No way I can do this one hand. I'm sorry, guys, but you can see these wooden runners. So that big table is going to lay on there. And then there's extra cushions that come with it. And they're in a storage compartment. And yeah, basically this will kind of lay across, and then you have a headboard along the side, and it makes into a really comfortable bed. I don't know what I would kind of call it, a double, a single, not quite sure, but it's about this width, and then it has a little bit extra headroom up here. So yeah, quite a nice size bed. It's kind of a little bit of a puzzle putting these pieces together. If I had one drawback, that might be it. Making this into a sofa or putting it into a bed, you have to have a little bit of know-how. I remember showing the customer who purchased this one. It required both of us kind of learning a little bit on the fly, but once you get it, you get it. So that is nice, and it's nice to be able to actually sleep for people. As this one and most of ours that we're ordering, we have another juniper one coming later this month that is unspoken for as of now. And yeah, that one we'll also have the cab bed up here, and that's going to be a nice inflatable mattress. Those are actually really comfortable, believe it or not. Even for a bigger guy like me, it sort of inflates in the center to create like a base, if you will, and then tees out, so you don't need to move these seats at all or anything like that. It just goes right across. So you have one person sleeping there, another right behind you here, and then, of course, the two back beds, too. And of course, you're going to have dual pane acrylic windows on each of these to keep your insulation levels high. You have a nice, long, big Norcold refrigerator here, sort of cut to size almost. It's really the perfect size for it if you look at it, but really goes down quite deep. So you kind of get that extra pull-out storage down here where normally you aren't going to get that. So yeah, that extra length really does help it, I feel like. And then you got a little freezer up here. It's not massive, the freezer, good for ice cream, things like that. Maybe a really tiny personal pan pizza, something like that. But it's all compressor based. It's going to use a very minimal amount of power, probably like 60, 70 watts of power. I mean, your solar alone is going to well surpass that amount of wattage. So, your solar alone is going to cancel what the fridge takes. So go ahead and run the fridge the entire time. Really, if you're using everything in here minus the air conditioner, I don't think you'd ever run out of power. I mean, between the solar and the size of the lithium batteries, it's really once you start using the air conditioner that you have to start worrying about battery power and then potentially running the generator after a number of hours of running off the batteries. But in here, you're going to see your solar panel charger, your controls, your inverter on off for that. So that way you can run 110 appliances like air conditioning, convection microwaves off that big lithium battery. One note too, the air conditioner versus the Ford Echo is going to be in here versus in the bedroom. So it's going to be a little quieter when you're sleeping, as it's sort of in an innocuous place, not quite where anybody's sleeping. So it's kind of a cool place to put it. I think that's pretty wise. Yeah, there's going to be sort of accent lights all throughout here too, just add to that sort of luxury feel that I just don't think it had before, or at least it just didn't feel like it to me, I guess. But I just feel like they've refined this so nicely. I'm just really impressed. So, of course, this is going to be a big plus. You can, swivel that seat in any direction you want. So the whole thing's pretty customizable to what you want. I mean, you could, um, you have a really nice bathroom here, and this is all magnetic based, and then of course it covers the whole thing up, and now you've got your shower area. It's a whole pivoting system. It works phenomenally, and now you have a ton of room to shower in here, really. Even a bigger guy like me, I'm 6'1", a wider sort of broad shouldered guy, no problems showering here at all. It's quite tall, it's quite wide, works great. Once you're done showering, this just magnets back. Perfect, easy, super simple, and you're good to go. I mean, you even got a little ventilation in here with the window, which is kind of cool. Of course, there's a shade, so you can give yourself some privacy. Obviously, those are going to be really tinted, but I'd still probably use a shade. So yeah, kind of coming back here. Another probably, in my opinion, one of the bigger drawbacks. Winnebago, come on, guys, label labels, please. That's probably the most difficult thing on your Echoes to figure out for new people. What switch does what, and it just is trial and error. It would certainly be nice if they could label their light switches. I'm hoping they can do that in the future. But yeah, I would say for new people, that's probably the trickiest thing. You got your Truma heat and hot water system right here. So pretty easy to use. I go through it all with you, show you. It's pretty easy. And you have that instant tankless water heater on this one. So complete water on demand. Certainly going to be a nice touch. And of course, our bedroom up here. And you got plenty of storage. You have storage along the sides here too. Really good storage. Plenty of space. Perfect. And yeah, kind of coming in here. These I think are, and now don't quote me on this, I think they're a little longer than the Ford Echo. Definitely feels like it. They're really soft. I feel like there's memory foam in here. Again, this is just me feeling, and it certainly feels like it's memory foam to me. Someone in the comments can tell me, hey, I'm wrong. That's high density foam or something. But let me know. And then, yeah, there's a nice TV area, so you can mount another TV back here if you want. There is a TV antenna on the roof, so you can get local channels. This one has the entertainment center up front. I feel like that's one of those things people kind of take or leave as far as options. It's not a very expensive option. If it comes with it, great. If it doesn't, no big deal, because TVs are pretty cheap. But if you do happen to get it, it's nice. It's already mounted. It has a sound bar. So, I mean, even if you never watch TV, certainly you can make use of the sound bar as, yeah, of course, listening to tunes is always a fun thing to do. So, yeah, another TV access here for people like me who like to fall asleep watching TV. You got that covered. A lot of nice viewing areas here, too. That's the same thing right behind me. Really nice big windows here. They're sort of emergency exit windows too, so you can bail out. Let's say a bear's coming in at you, you can bail out. It's probably better to bail out. You may, hurt your shoulder or something. Better than a bear getting you though. You don't want to get mauled. Never a good thing. So yeah, we're gonna have tons of outlets throughout this thing as well. And then, yeah, we're going to have sort of lights. There's a blue mood lighting, and then just regular reading lights that are adjustable and everything. So, pretty cool back here for sure. Feels very comfortable. You got a nice curtain to give yourself some privacy, of course. You have plenty of heat and air ducts right real close to the bathroom. And then your guests could be, if you want to decide to bring guests, can be here. The other nice thing, the Sprinter is on the same level as these. So, let's say you wanted to turn those around and kick your feet up, you're on the exact same level. You don't need boosters like you do in some other coaches. Even the Ford, you need little booster seats to be sort of on the same level. So, very nice. And certainly with this, the Ekko has heated power seats with memory. So that's going to be a nice addition as well. So if you do swivel these around as captain's chairs, they're super comfy captain's chairs. You can have it heated. You have the power lumbar that goes up, down, in, out. You can get yourself just right. Just relax, chill, and sort of enjoy your camping experience. And then, of course, as far as the driving experience goes, there is nothing better than your Mercedes Sprinter here. As far as features, I mean, there's just nothing else that'll have this many features. The big one is the one I'm kind of pointing at right now, which is the back or the rear view mirror camera. I feel like this is a huge plus on the Sprinter Ekko, as you're going to be able to see everything behind you naturally. So you're just naturally kind of looking at the rear view mirror when you want to see behind you. Now it's just sort of seamless. You have that camera behind you that's going to show you everything in there. That's a Mercedes feature as well. So yeah, I mean, you have a separate backup camera separate from that, but that's actually for driving like forward, and then it works just as a regular rear view mirror, as if you were looking right behind you in a mirror. So that is a huge plus. They've doubled down Mercedes on the sort of self-driving features. They're a lot more aggressive this year. So realistically, man, you set this thing and it does most of the driving for you with the adaptive cruise, active lane keeping assist, the radar, parking radar system, the radar system for blind spot. I mean, everything is just over the top awesome. You're also going to have satellite navigation, so if your cell phone reception doesn't work for, say, your map apps or something like that, of course it has Apple Android, but maybe you're using your map apps, you can then switch to the sat nav, which is really nice on here. I actually prefer it to my Apple Maps app. I know I might get some flack for that, but that's how I feel about it, guys. So this is our 2025 Winnebago Sprekko. Super cool, super capable. I mean, you can go anywhere, any time of the year, do anything you want with it, and it still has a really nice, refined interior. So they are covering a lot of bases with this machine. So it's definitely become the hot RV all of a sudden. So we're selling them pretty quick. But again, I do have another Juniper 2025 coming before the end of this month. So you can let me know on that if you're interested. I'll have my cell phone number that you can text right on the screen, and yeah, I'll have my email address posted as well. So again, this is your host, Josh, and this is from Fireside Chats with Josh. And I'm here at Advanced Camping where I work. Awesome place, super cool people. And we'd love to help you out on your new Sprekko. So give me a call, give me an email, and I'm happy to help you out. Thanks, and have a great day. Love you guys.